Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson, and it's still turkey season here in Michigan. We're going to show you what opening day of early season in the Thumb looked like, and we'll have some other exciting outdoor adventures for you this week too, right, Jimmy?
Well, that's right, Jenny. Speaking of outdoor adventures, I get to go to one of my favorite places here in the state of Michigan, Beaver Island, to do a little turkey hunting on this week's show with outdoor writer George Rowe. We're also going to have a kids event from the Charlevoix area, so lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. By Zimmer Roofing and Construction in Port Huron, featuring Duralast roofing systems made in Michigan. Zimmer Roofing and Construction provides installation, maintenance, service, and repair, serving commercial and residential clients on the web at zimmerroofing.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Getting to Beaver Island can be a little tricky. Today we were flying, but the fog can stop that in a hurry. And with the warm air and cold water, it wasn't looking good for us today. But we would wait it out all day long. Well, it is now 4 o'clock. We've been at the airport 6 hours here in the greater Charlevoix area. And it appears that even though, I don't know if you can, what you can tell right now on camera, but it's a really pretty nice afternoon here in Charlevoix, but over on Beaver Island, it is totally socked in with fog. So we're not going to fly today. So I believe we are going to be sitting tight. Both George and I have got a turkey tag that's only good for Beaver Island. So we're going to hopefully get over there tomorrow. Jordan was going to hunt with us tomorrow, but it looks like he's going to have to head back because he was going to fly back tomorrow. So we're going to be down a cameraman. So it's going to be just George and I, which will be great, and there's lots of birds over there, so we just need to get to the island. Day 2 was raining, but clearer, so we loaded up around 9 a.m. to make the 10-minute flight to one of my favorite spots in the state of Michigan. Well, once we landed, we wasted no time. We originally had 3 days planned, but we were down to 1 afternoon and 1 morning to hunt. Steve West, our local contact on the island, who also runs the local Chamber of Commerce, met us at the airstrip to give us the quick overview of where we could hunt. It was a good sign that when we drove past one of the fields that we could hunt, it was loaded with birds. So with wanting to waste as little time as possible, we headed for town. And our very nice accommodations, we changed into our gear and got ready to hit the woods. Well, we are finally here on Beaver Island. We took the plane across this morning, did a little scouting, kind of see the property that we have at least access to. Saw some birds over there. Just getting unpacked here at our little condo apartment thing that we're going to be staying in for at least today and tomorrow. We're down a day, so we got to get to the woods. But weather-wise, not much wind, overcast, little rain, but there's birds on their feet, so we're gonna We saw him kind of in the corner of a field. I think our best plan of attack right now is try to get into that woods behind him, try to come up to that edge, see if we can't call one in, but we'll see.
As we got into position, George Rowe, an experienced outdoor writer here in the state of Michigan, told me how he got started.
I started out with just the Petoskey paper, which is a daily, and just happened to overlap another fellow that was retiring. And I started out just doing a fishing report, and then I started doing features too. And then I took on the Traverse City Record Eagle. And between the two of them, they're the two largest newspapers in northern Michigan. So that was, that kept me pretty busy. And then I got into some magazines, including Michigan Out of Doors. I did work for them for years, and Woods and Water News, which I still write for, and Michigan Outdoor News, which I still write for. So, but I'm easing my way towards retirement.
Well, George is 83, and I don't see him retiring anytime soon. He still gets around the woods pretty well. And wouldn't you know, we were able to pull a couple of toms from the flock of birds, and they were heading our way. We had crawled into the edge of the field and were camoed in some very thick trees. The only question really was whether the birds would be in range once they got to the field edge. Well, I think both George and I were a little stunned about what just happened. 15 minutes from getting into the woods, and we had one of our two tags filled. It had worked perfectly, and George made a great shot on what ended up being a nice 2-year-old tom.
Is this your first Beaver Island tom?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I think that's a 2-year-old bird.
Yeah, it could be.
It might be.
Yeah, he's not as big as the other one, but he's kind of nice.
Yeah, let's see that fan. Maybe we can.
Fan looks like. Yeah, he's a mature bird. He doesn't have that characteristic gap in the middle that Jake would have.
Well, George has hunted all over the country, and it was a treat to hunt with him today. As we looked for more birds, Jeff Powers ran us through the history of the turkeys here on the island.
Well, you're going to definitely see turkeys. We have turkeys throughout the whole island. Last winter was tough on everything, and it was tough on turkeys, but we still have an excellent population here. We probably had too many turkeys before last winter and did have some loss, but we still have an excellent population. Turkeys were introduced in the early 1930s, 1940s and didn't make it very well. They were reintroduced in the late 60s, and the population has slowly increased over time. For the last 15 years, our Wildlife Club has conducted a winter feeding program. Just as example, last winter we put out over 8 tons of corn at various feeding spots to help the turkeys get through the winter. And that's been very successful in helping to keep the flock going through tough times.
Well, we did have a bird get in range, but this young Jake was so young, I couldn't even really see a beard. And with other birds in the area, we decided to let him walk. We were seeing birds, but couldn't really get them to come to the call. Day 2 was, again, overcast and rainy, and we had lots of birds, just the wrong kind. But again, we did see birds moving around on a regular basis, all with hens and all very quiet. The rain continued to come and go, hard at times, but we stayed patient and moved from spot to spot, calling and hoping to find some birds that were willing to talk. Well, about midday, our luck changed. I had finally got some birds to answer my call, and we were just set up off of the golf course on the island and called these birds in from the woods. I was running the camera and the gun, so it was going to take a little luck to pull this all off. With the birds in range, I slowly moved from the camera to the gun and got ready to make the shot.
Oh, that was a classic turkey hunt.
We are, 15 minutes from having to pull the plug on this hunt because we have to get back and get packed up and get our stuff and head to the plane to fly back over today. And so George and I have been playing around with this flock of birds for 2 days now on the other side of the street, and we have access on this golf course here. We've been hearing some we heard some gobbling over here this morning. Well, let's see what we got. And we messed around all morning over there and said, you know what, last spot, let's just go over to the golf course and see if we couldn't get some birds going. And we haven't had anything gobble all day. And right over the hill where we set up, 2 birds gobbled, responded, and just worked perfect. Beaver Island in the rain. What a nice hunt.
What a great time we had chasing birds in the rain on Beaver Island. To get 2 birds in the limited time we had was pretty amazing, and we felt very fortunate. The island is a very unique place. It is like a small town in the middle of Lake Michigan, and it is a sportsman's paradise. So whether you come by air or maybe you take the ferry, I would advise you to explore this corner of our great state. It has so much to offer and so many great places to check out. Now, thanks to all who made this hunt possible, and thanks to George Rowe, a writer who, much like the island, is a timeless treasure, and one of the reasons the outdoor landscape of our state is so special. We here at Michigan Out of Doors are really about 2 things: promoting and preserving the outdoor lifestyle. Well, how do we promote it? Well, we show like what we just did. People out enjoying turkey hunting, enjoying Beaver Island, all the different corners of this great state. How do we preserve it? Well, we focus our cameras quite a bit on the up and coming, the next generation, to get more people into the outdoors and preserve this outdoor legacy. That's exactly what was going on at the Charlevoix Rod and Gun Club. So many sportsmen's clubs around the state are doing what they can to get more kids involved in the outdoors. And the day after we got off the island, the folks at the Charlevoix Rod and Gun Club were doing just that.
We are having our 4th annual Youth Day, as we call it. The U.S. government has provided us with 1,000 trophy-size coaster brook trout that we put in that little pond. They have been starved for the last 2 weeks. So I guarantee these kids, if you could put a rock on a hook, you could catch fish. And some of them are marked, and the ones that are marked get a free fishing pole. Again, provided by the Fish and Wildlife Service. It's a program that your government has and provides these trout to this type of activity around the state. So we're not the only ones that offer this. But I see, it looks like the kids, I see our first fish is already in the net. And we're expecting between 200 and 300 youngsters to come out here. Besides the fishing pond, which is a big attraction, we have a 22 rifle that I think from 10 to 15, 16 the kids can try out. We're going to have Rough Grouse Society is here for shotguns, if you want to try a shotgun. We have archery people here. You try your archery skills. Inside we have fly tying demonstrations where if they want to, they can tie a fly. I believe the Department of Natural Resources is going to be here with their furs display, turkey calling demonstration, and a complimentary lunch.
And why is this important? Why does the Charlevoix Rifle Club want to do this?
Part of our mission statement is to promote hunting and fishing for our young people. Without our young people, we have no future here. All you end up is seniors like myself and George. And so we're trying to promote it and as best we can, and this seems to work real well.
Well, the rain would come and go all day long, and it may have stopped a few folks from coming, but the northern Michigan residents are a hardy bunch, and it didn't seem to dampen the spirits of the hundreds of folks that came out throughout the day. Thanks to all the volunteers, and let's hope a few of these kids grow to see the beauty and excitement that our Michigan Out of Doors has to offer.
When we started talking about turkey season here at Michigan Out of Doors, we started thinking, well, we've been over to the Thumb area of the state for deer season the last couple of years. Maybe it's time we see what their turkey hunting's all about too. Morning, Troy.
Good morning.
How's it going?
All pretty good.
Yeah? Happy turkey season.
Yup. We got roosted 2 times for sure last night, and might be a third one in the group. So, right where they're roosting, and should be a good morning.
Cool. So where are we going to be hunting? Is it on the edge of a farm field?
There's a isolated woods in the middle of farm fields across the road here, and we're going to be on the back side of it. And there's just a couple ditch lines and brush lines, and I think we're going to tuck right up in a brush line kind of close to the woods where I seen them go into the woods to roost, and set some decoys out and see what happens.
All right, fun. These birds hit the ground running, literally, and were on the fast track to Troy's decoys. Now it was a matter of finding a moment when no eyes were on him so he could get his gun up for a shot.
Never had that happen before. I think I had a little camera fever there. Wow.
Camera fever, it happens to the best of us.
Uh-huh.
So exciting.
That was
what
pretty
happened.
cool. He just came running right in. I didn't have time to shoulder my gun. I had to wait till he looked away, and nerves were just going pretty good. And yeah, I don't know what happened. Never had that happen before. Wow. And of all times, have it happen on camera.
Oh, that's okay. That's what makes it more exciting.
My buddies are never gonna let me live this one down.
What time is it? That happened fast.
Yeah. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, they came out quick. Almost came running out there. 6:37.
Wow. Well, since it wasn't even 7 a.m. yet and we still heard Tom's gobbling, Troy decided to make a move. And even though his buddies were already texting and giving him a hard time about his miss, he was taking it well. I met Troy through our friends at Zimmer Roofing, and it seems that everyone knows Troy for his love of turkey hunting. He's been successfully chasing turkeys for nearly 20 years and has never missed a bird. That is, of course, until today. We spent the rest of the day setting up and calling on farmland and woods in Sandusky, Snover, Applegate, and some other places I've never heard of. Troy was pulling out all the stops, trying to get on some birds, and all the while that miss was haunting him. And I can't blame him. People always seem to remember the misses more than the perfect shots. It's been a few years, but folks still talk about another hunt we did in the Thumb on opening day of deer season. Some say my camera is a jinx, but I'm starting to think there's something in the water over there in Thumb country. What happened?
I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of my friends laugh a lot over this fine debacle of a miss.
I think it's part of the camaraderie of hunting camps to rib each other when something goes wrong. And if you're lucky enough to have footage of a mistake, it's even worse. So, Troy, has the sting worn off yet, or it's been a few hours?
I don't think it's ever gonna wear off. When my buddies quit razzing me about it, it might wear off, and I don't think that's gonna happen. So.
No, probably not. That's what happens when you document it on camera, too.
Yep.
It's hard to live it down.
Yep, I can't get out of that one.
All you can do is redeem yourself.
That's right, hopefully.
Troy and I hunted again the next morning with not a lot more luck. I headed home at lunchtime on day 2, and Troy kept after it. His buddies had some fun pictures going around of a more successful stalk on a tom in the grocery store. And then he finally did redeem himself and dropped a beautiful gobbler with a 9-inch beard, an 1 1/8 spurs. Congratulations, Troy, and thanks for being such a good sport. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Good luck to everybody who still has a turkey tag in their pocket for this year's season. And make sure you check us out online when you get a chance. You can do that a couple of different ways. You can visit our website at michiganoutofdoorstv.com, and you can check us out on our Facebook page at Michigan Out of Doors TV. We've got a lot of exciting stuff in store for you over the next few weeks.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Lots of brand new stuff coming over the next few weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. We're going to start slowing down a little bit on the turkey hunting, transitioning over to a lot of the good spring fishing that's happening. We got a couple good walleye stories coming for you, some mushroom hunting, all sorts of good stuff this time of the year. So make sure you stay tuned on your PBS station. And hey, if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, we'll see you right back here next week.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by the Department of Natural Resources Fisheries Division, reminding fishermen that they are our first line of defense in stopping aquatic invasive species. To minimize the risk of invasives, it is required by law to properly dispose of live bait after your fishing trip. By doing so, you help protect Michigan's world-class fishery. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane Exceptional Energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man.